Good morning. I know with the weather we won't be seeing many of you at church this weekend, but I wanted to share with you an important message about a piece of legislation we and the Greater Hartford Interfaith Action Alliance are really trying to get passed this year, and it is the Just Cause Eviction legislation, Bill 6998. And what this does is it extends a protection for people that has been in existence for decades for those 62 and over, that a landlord of a building that has more than 5 units cannot evict somebody who's been a good tenant, who's paid their rent for no reason. Let me tell you a story about Jonathan. Jonathan lived in his apartment for 9 years. He got married there. His wife was pregnant. A new management company came in and put a rent increase of 17.5%, which he thought was unreasonable. And he did what was his right. He went to the Fair Rent Commission in his town, and it was lowered. But what happened was, after that, he had some problems. He had some problems with the leaky freezer that was running water across the floor, warping cabinets, potentially causing mold. He had issue with a thermostat, so they couldn't control the heat. And the landlord did nothing. The landlord did nothing until he called the Board of Health. Then, a couple days before Christmas, he got a notice that his lease was not being renewed. He had never been late with a payment. He had always done what was his obligation under the rent. But under Connecticut law, he has no protection because he's not disabled, because he's under 62. And he and his wife were forced to find a new place to live, which in Connecticut is increasingly hard. What this legislation will do is it will require a landlord to produce cause. And if they don't have the right to unilaterally evict somebody. For us as Catholic, housing is a very important issue. And we know here at the Franciscan Center, how many people do we see that have been evicted? And what it can do to their lives when they can't find another place to go. So you will find attached some ways that you can submit testimony. We were notified yesterday that this hearing is taking place on Tuesday, so that doesn't give us much time. This came up last year as a potential legislation, and there was a flood from the other side, and it did not pass. We are hoping to have a flood from the other side, the one that speaks for the little people. We hope that what we have provided in terms of support material will give you what you need to write your testimony. I have submitted mine already. One of the things we do in our church, in the Franciscan Center, is we speak out on issues of justice, on issues of mercy. And this falls into both categories. It is us trying to get legislation that protects everyone from unjust evictions. Thank you for your consideration. God bless.